Hi you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Brianne from the blog Prudent Balance, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make some high protein overnight oats. So let's jump right into it. I'm going to be showing you guys 3 different varieties of some high protein overnight oats. This is the perfect go-to breakfast, and this is something I personally love. It keeps me satisfied up until my next meal, and it's full of nutrition. So first things first, we're going to start with our base, which of course is going to be some oats. I'm using these organic sprouted oats, and one thing I love about oats that have been sprouted is the fact that it actually removes some of the phytic acid, which is kind of an anti-nutrient. And so I love this brand of oats. I don't know if I've seen another brand that's sprouted, but really any brand of oats will do. Particularly old-fashioned. That's the type of oats that's going to be best for overnight oats. So I have 3 clean mason jars. These actually are just some beans that I got from Whole Foods, and I just saved the jars. And this is honestly going to be the perfect size for this recipe. So I have 3 jars here, and to these clean jars, I'm going to go ahead and add in a half a cup of rolled oats. Now, if you have a very active lifestyle, like if you go to the gym a lot, this will be the perfect go-to nutritious and protein-rich. It could be a breakfast, it could be a snack. If you are just super busy, maybe you have a busy life, this is also the perfect thing to just kind of store in your fridge and you can just grab it right out of the fridge in the morning and head out the door. Maybe you're a businesswoman or businessman. Maybe you're a busy mom and you just want to prep ahead a few things of overnight oats. That way in the morning you don't even have to worry about breakfast. Okay, so next I'm going to add in half a cup of Greek yogurt. Any fat content will do. I'm using 2%, but you can feel free to use whatever you'd like. You could do non-fat, you could do whole milk Greek yogurt. Just make sure it's Greek yogurt if you really want to make sure that it's high protein, because just a traditional strained yogurt is going to have about half the amount of protein that Greek yogurt has. Try not to make a mess as I'm adding this into the jar. If you just have like a pint-sized jar, that'll definitely work as well. I'm going to scrape out what's left in this one here, and then I have a brand new one that I'm going to open up. Alright, Greek yogurt is in. And just if you guys are wondering what the macro count is as far as protein goes, 3/4 of a cup of Greek yogurt is 17 grams of protein. So we're doing half a cup. Let's see. So that's about 11 grams of protein already. So 11 grams plus half a cup of oats is 7 grams. So we're already at 18 grams of protein. I'm going to rinse off my hands. I'm going to throw this in the sink, and then we'll go ahead and add in our milk. So feel free to use whatever milk you like, plant-based or dairy milk. I'm using just whole milk. This is grass-fed, and so from this we're getting 2 grams of protein. We're just going to add in 1/4 cup of milk. And we may actually end up needing more. You know what? We're going to add in 1/2 cup of milk, because I can already tell that we're going to end up needing more. So this is going to be the base. You know what? Actually, 1/4 cup might do it. We'll stir it and we'll add more if we need to. But this is just going to be the base for all of the overnight oats. And then after we do our base, we can add in our add-ins for each flavor. So I'm going to be doing a peanut butter banana. I have some overripe bananas that need to be used. I'm going to be doing a vanilla chia. So I'm going to add some chia seeds and vanilla. And I'm also going to be doing an apple cinnamon variety as well. So yeah, I think we're going to need definitely some more milk. So we're going to do 1/2 cup of milk. So that brings us 4 total grams of protein from the milk. So we're working with, let's see, 11 plus 7, 18. So we're at 22 grams of protein, which is awesome. Okay, next, I'm gonna add a pinch of salt to each one of these. Just a pinch. Next, I'm gonna add a tablespoon of maple syrup, and you can use maple syrup or honey. You can also use date syrup. You could probably use agave as well. I've never tried it with agave or date syrup, but I'm sure that those two sweeteners would work just fine as well. Or you can even leave the sweetener out if you are doing lower sugar. I'm gonna measure in 2 tablespoons of chia seeds, and I'm gonna rinse this out first. All right, so this one's simple. So I'm just gonna do 2 tablespoons of chia seeds, and this adds in some nice protein, and it also adds in some fiber as well. And I'm going to add in about 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. I'm just guesstimating here, but I will leave these recipes linked down below. I don't have them on my blog yet. So I'll just leave the recipe in the description down below. Okay, now I'm going to add in 1/2 scoop of whey protein. That is going to give you 12.5 grams of protein because each scoop has 25 grams of protein. So I'm just gonna do 1/2 scoop because we're already working with quite a bit of protein here. I'm just gonna put the lid on that, and then we'll move on to our next one. So next one is gonna be peanut butter banana. All right, so I'm gonna just mash up about 1/2 of this banana, and then I'm gonna add that in with some peanut butter. And I'm okay with some chunks in mine, but feel free to mash it however you like. You could even just slice up some banana, maybe in chunks. If you just want chunks of banana throughout, just do it however you like. So that's about 2 tablespoons of banana. I'm gonna add in a tablespoon of peanut butter. And I'm also gonna add a splash of vanilla to this one as well. It's definitely heaping, so I think those pint-sized jars will probably be a lot better, but we'll make it work. I'm gonna shake it up first and then I'll stir it, and it should be perfect. Last but not least, I'm gonna be doing apple cinnamon. So I already diced up some apple over here. I may not be able to fit all of it. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna use half, and I may make some more later. Cinnamon, about 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. You could do more or less depending on what you like, and a little bit more vanilla, about 1/4 teaspoon. So I'm using a grass-fed whey protein, but you can use whatever protein you like or whatever works for you, like a plant-based protein. I highly recommend, if you can tolerate whey protein, then definitely go for a whey. Like a high-quality one like grass-fed is going to be the best when it comes down to the nutritional profile. So I'm going to add in another 1/2 of a scoop. We're gonna make it work, guys. I know you see how piled up this is, but we are going to make it work without making a mess. Now I'm going to give these a little bit of a shake, kind of let all the ingredients settle in there. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. Just give them each a shake. If you're using jars like me, then shake it before you try to stir it, because definitely I know I would have made a mess if I tried to stir it first. Whew, these are going to be delicious, super easy to make. And if you're somebody that just has trouble eating breakfast because maybe you just don't feel like making it in the morning, or you wake up late and you just need to head out the door, whatever the case may be, these are the perfect option for breakfast. They're going to hold you over for hours, and they are full of nutrition, so full of healthy fats, protein, perfect for after the gym. All right, so I'm just going to give each one a nice stir now, and as they sit in the fridge, they are going to thicken because the oats are going to start to absorb the liquid. So if they look a little runny when you make them, don't worry, because as they're sitting in the fridge, they are going to thicken. So yeah, these are ready to go in the fridge. I'm going to go ahead and label all of these just so I know when I made them. I'm sure they'll be eaten in the next few days, but you can keep these in the fridge for around a week. Just, keep an eye on how they look, how they smell, to make sure they don't go bad. But there you have it, you guys. And one thing I want to note is, because a really cool thing about this is, well, I think it's cool anyway. Since Greek yogurt contains live and active cultures, when you mix it with oats, which is a grain, and you leave it in the fridge, it's actually going to ferment the oats, which simply put just essentially means it's going to make it a lot more easy to digest, and it's going to remove even more of those anti-nutrients which kind of fight against the good nutrition that our body needs. So that's a really fun fact. We're looking at around 30 to 35 grams of protein per thing of overnight oats. So this is a great option. Well, I'm gonna get cleaned up over here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and definitely give this recipe a try if you're looking for some high protein breakfast ideas. I'd love for you to follow along with me for more recipes, and I will see you guys on the next one.